Welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2 Original Campaign. This is Big Los. We're at Crossroad Keep, and we are going to head to the Nolaloth's Valley. But, unfortunately, we have to bring Javi in our party, and Ammon Jerro can't come with us. Apparently, he's offended the Great Dragon. So we're going to take Javi, we're going to take Eleni, Kelgar, and Quara.
I am listening.
And then we'll have Eleni resummon Reptar because it unsummoned him for the few seconds that she was not in our party. And then I guess we'll just put Awaken back on him.
Step with me. Come on.
And then
follow along.
We'll just head on over there. And here we are. Now, before we start heading down, want to survey your surroundings because there might be stuff around here. Now we're going to go to that cliff edge, but first, don't forget this bit of ore that's over here. Click on it, you get 50 XP, and then you can tell either Penton or Kalindra about it.
We have been climbing for some time, but I feel that our destination is near. Ah, look there. It is the path that Ammon Jerro spoke of. The one that winds like the tail of a great beast.
Ah, more likely the tail of a great dragon. We'll find out soon enough. And I'm surprised that they had voice acted that part. Usually they don't voice act those text boxes that come up in the upper left-hand corner. So let's just make our way around. I don't see any reason to put any buffs on. Yet. What the? Oh, and right away we're attacked by an Elder Earth Elemental.
Airplane and all within it.
I guess we don't have to put on any buffs. Just take this thing out. And there it goes. Looks like it did some significant damage to the captain. But with his regeneration items, he should be back up to full in no time. So let's work our way around. Hopefully we won't be attacked again by anything. And once you get here, you notice that there is a crystal heart floating in the middle.
Life grows thick here, even in the middle of these dead mountains.
Yeah, Ammon didn't mention this.
It must be the presence of the dragon spirit that makes this place possible. Know that we should continue our search. The dragon cannot be far.
Okay, so let's go click on this crystal heart. See if it does anything.
This crystal, it is shaped like the heart of a dragon. I do not think we should harm it, since that could serve only to anger the dragon.
Wouldn't it be dead? What could it do? Oh wait, there's undead in this game. Never mind.
Know that perhaps.
Oh, looks like we just had some greater water elementals just get summoned. Well, it looks like they're just concentrating on the captain. Oh, great. We just gained enough XP to level up. Uh-oh. Those look like black dragons.
Know that I feel a great energy coming from this crystal. Dragonkin must be drawn to it and covet its power. They watch us for now. We must be careful.
You know, I'm really surprised that they voice acted that. Maybe they meant to voice act the rest of it, but just didn't have the resources. Oh well, I guess we will take this time to level up. Everything that is 20 will go to 21 for skills. And let's see here. Now we have appraise at 14. We'll raise it up to 15 with the rest of the other 15s, but then let's put another point in it to make it 16. Then we'll put a 16 into use magic device. And I guess we'll put it into maybe disable device. Okay. That should do it. And now we got a new feat that we can choose. What's it going to be? It recommends weapon focus for the rapier. That will improve our base attack bonus. Well, not our base attack bonus, but just our regular attack bonus with that weapon by +1. Is there anything else that's good? We can get spring attack now. If we really wanted to. You know what? I don't think there's anything else really that is worth getting. So I think we'll just pick that one and stick with it.
Yes.
And our next level will be Rogue. Now I guess we'll just recommend for Javi. What does it recommend for her feat? Quicken spell. No. She doesn't have dodge yet. We could do that one. Let's see, we can either do craft wondrous items or craft magic arms or armor. You know what? I think we should go back and pick craft magic arms and armor. That way she can put vampiric stuff onto weapons if we so chose to. Vampiric regeneration, I think that's what it's called. Because she can do the inflict spells, the only one in the game who could do it. Alright. Who's next?
I am listening.
Eleni? Okay, I guess we'll recommend your skills. Now we get another wild shape and another elemental shape. Now what feat are we going to pick for you? Oaken Resilience gives you immunity to critical hits, poison, sleep paralysis, and stunning for 10 minutes. For a wild shape charge. I think we're just going to give you craft wondrous items so you can create amulets +5 and all that. Okay. We're going to recommend for you. Now it recommends empower spell, but like I said before, I don't think meta magic spells are good for sorcerers. Although I don't see any other feats really that she could take. I gave her all the crafting ones that I want to. Any particular spellcasting one? Decisions. This is such a tough one. What about that spell penetration? Gives a +2 bonus to caster level to beat a creature's spell resistance. Let's pick that one. And now we get one more, or I should say one at level 9. I believe that's our first one. And nowhere else. So what's it gonna be? Recommends Meteor Swarm. What does this do? If we touch a creature, we get a shadow variant with 3/4 of its hit points. And all spells... Oh, all spells are lost. Energy drain, they lose levels. You know what? I think we're gonna pick this one. This one looks like a winner. It looks very, very damaging.
Yes.
And then Kelgar will just, I guess, recommend for him. No, we won't recommend your skills. We want to put them into craft armor, because if we recommend, it'll try to put them into taunt. And we don't want that. Weapon focused Dwarven War Axe, we don't want that either. Can we get anything with the Warhammer anymore? Well, I suppose not. I think we used up everything that we could get with that particular weapon. I guess we can use Blind Fight. What about that one? No, that's pretty much useless. I guess we can't get, like, 2-weapon fighting or anything for fighter feats. Well, that seems like the best one to get. Now we get a regular feat to pick. And once again, it recommends the Dwarven War Axe. Let's see, I don't think we need to do that one. What else can we do? Steadfast Determination. Use your Constitution modifier and place your Wisdom on your will saves. Actually, that does sound kind of useful. I think he does have a high con and a low Wisdom. That would boost up his will saves by like 6 points at least, I think. What does that do? No. How about this? Resist disease. Gives you +4 on fortitude saves versus disease. Great fortitude. Gives you +2 to fortitude. No, I believe the best one right now is the steadfast determination. So now his will save is a 14. It's actually higher than his reflex save. That's pretty good. Plus he's immune to mind-affecting spells.
I am listening.
So let's summon Reptar, and I guess we will try to memorize new spells. We got one more for level 8 and level 9. What are we going to pick for level 9? Storm of Vengeance. Elemental Swarm. You summon a 24 HD air elemental. If it dies, another one comes in. That sounds pretty useful. And we get a Storm Avatar. No. Okay, I think we should do this one, Bombardment. Okay, now we want to take out all of our level 6 spells except for the Greater Stone Skin. And we're going to put in Energy Immunity. Now, the reason for that is because we are going to be fighting some black dragons in the future, and we want to put on energy immunity towards acid, so when they spray us with acid, it will do no damage. That is a big advantage in the upcoming battle. So we're going to pick for level 9. Let's see. Implosion. It tears asunder all living things within its area of effect, killing them instantly unless they make a save. That's kind of interesting. What about level 8? Create Greater Undead. We get to summon a vampire to help us. Now we got 2 more characters that could use energy immunity, so we're gonna forget 2 of these spells and put in energy immunity. That'll back up Eleni's energy immunity. That will
Let me lead the way.
make sure
You
nobody
follow
gets
behind.
damaged by acid breath weapon. So we're gonna rest up.
I believe so.
And let's, I guess, go on forward. Oh, looks like there's another thing of ore over here. Let's go check it out. We will get some more XP, 50 XP. Why isn't Reptar coming this way? Okay, now he is. Okay, and I think the last thing that we should do is go this way towards the cliff face. Oh, but we got another Elder Earth Elemental. And he must have a high base attack because he has no problem hitting the captain. But the captain has no problem hitting him either. And we do get 134 XP for killing him, so that's pretty good, actually. So let's go on up here. And looks like there's a crystal over here, so let's go check it out.
You dare to disturb me here? Were I not chained to this deathless existence, I would scatter your shattered bodies to the winds for your trespass. Yet instead, you roam unchecked within my remains, like parasites. What promises shall you make this time?
That depends on what you want to hear, actually. We have no wish to bring you any further suffering, Great Worm.
It speaks. Your masters allowed you to negotiate on their behalf, then. What more have they come for?
We weren't sent by any masters.
Lies! Why else would you be here in this, one scar in the earth, were it not at the command of the Irtharn? I may rest upon the brink of death, but do not think me blind to what transpires on my grave. You are here because you again need my help, though you always refuse the price. Did you think you could cage a power of the plains?
Well, no.
I will show you what it means to be caged.
Oh, a force field?
Together we shall remain here, to contemplate, to despair, to rot. I have been here for millennia. How long do you think you will last, mortal?
Only a couple days if there's no food or water. Let's see. We're here to seek help against a great evil. As we wait, a power of evil grows stronger. It will soon break free from its shadowy prison.
Shadow? What shadow?
The King of Shadows has returned to this plane. Know that if he is not stopped...
This changes things. While I hate the Irtharn, that is but a pale flame compared to my hatred for the King of Shadows. I have not heard that cursed name for a lifetime.
A dragon lifetime or a human lifetime? What is your name, by the way?
My name is Nolaloth Karagasant, but I know the weaknesses of the minds of mortals in shaping such words. You may settle with Nolaloth. Once I was a great power, an ancient being of crystalline might. Once, now no longer.
Nolaloth, You were the worm of legend that fought the King of Shadows.
Yeah, fought and lost, it would seem. You are the one we seek, after all.
Are you or are you not of Ilfarn?
No, they're dead. They won't be coming back.
Dead. Then my last shreds of hope go along with them. It is a wonder that the endless decades have not driven me mad. I have waited for them for thousands of years. I was promised a new life, and instead, I have been abandoned, left to languish in this insignificant crack in the world. And when an eternity had passed, another fragile mortal appeared, no doubt seeking power. He called himself Ammon Jerro, and claimed to be of Ilfarn.
Really? 'Cause he failed to tell us that.
He pretended to bring good news, that the glorious Ilfarn Empire had returned to restore me to life. But what he wanted, I will never know. He asked me questions about my past and what happened long ago, and then left. If you are not of Ilfarn, why have you come here to torment me?
Because we want to get rid of the King of Shadows ourselves.
And how am I to help, as impotent as I am now?
Well, you could tell us things about it. That could help. Maybe.
For the mere chance of having a hand in destroying my adversary, I will help you. Ask your questions.
Okay, so you came to the aid of the people of Ilfarn? Oh, got a lot of choices here.
The people of Ilfarn said many things, as did their leaders. They begged, filled the air with promises of glory and wealth, and I listened. Whatever your histories or seers have told you, know that I helped because I was promised the riches of the Ilfarn Empire.
And they worshipped you?
Worshipped? I am no god, but even if I were, it would not matter. The hearts of all things are covetous. Mine is not deceitful, as it were.
Okay. That isn't true. I've come here because I'm willing to lose it all.
Then know that you may very well, for chance is not on your side. The King of Shadows is a power. The King of Shadows will employ doubt and darkness before the battle is even joined.
Okay, so tell me what happened during the battle.
The people of Ilfarn were desperate. Their once defender, known only as the Guardian, had been corrupted and transformed into the shadowy being that haunts you today. The King of Shadows was once the light of Ilfarn.
Who was he?
I do not know his identity. I cared little. The history of your people is littered with many such lapses in judgment, granting mortals power beyond the control of the ones they are intended to serve. The King of Shadows was once but an ordinary mortal, a great champion they called him, but still as fragile as the others. He was made into a creature fueled by the weave, tied into the fabric of magic.
And how was he corrupted?
Its corruption was not the fault of the Ilfarn Empire, directly. The Guardian was built to protect them from the Netherese, a kingdom that had learned many of the secrets of Ilfarn. However, an archmage of Netheril named Karsus dared to challenge mortality itself. He absorbed all the magic from the weave to ascend to godhood, and for a brief time, the Guardian was stripped of its life essence. Because the Guardian was a creature of the weave, it needed a replacement to survive. Like all creatures, it desired life, so it drew from the only alternate source of magic, the Shadow Weave. The Shadow Weave is a potent but tainted source of power, and it was not long before the Guardian himself was corrupted.
And how were you brought into this?
The King of Shadows brought despair, and the men of this land wailed loudly enough to get my attention. I answered the pleas out of curiosity. When I confronted the leaders of Ilfan, they saw me as a potential ally in the fight against the King of Shadows. Never before have I met a being as relentless in its devastation. It exists by drawing upon the life and strength of others. As I grew weaker in battle, it only became stronger. Shadow triumphed that day.
How did you end up here?
Defeat. Shortly after I first clashed with the King of Shadows, I knew that escape was necessary. The Guardian of Ilfan was relentless. It fought me until I fell from the sky.
And how did Ilfan imprison him?
I don't know their rituals or methods. The winds chose to blow a certain way that day. Ultimately, chance is the great equalizer of the plains. It is by chance that worlds are created, that gods are made, and civilizations destroyed. And it is only by chance that you may succeed.
Why are you still alive?
The Ilfan. I fought the King of Shadows and paid the price for my arrogance. When it left, I was but a broken shell on a lesser plane. Atop this empty rock, I awaited the end. Presumably, your progenitors found a way to triumph despite my loss. They came to me and bound me with primitive magics. The years floated by like specks of dust in the still air. No one returned, and not even death could grant me peace. But many lifetimes later, they arrived. The Githyanki.
Ooh, I hate those guys. That isn't a name I'm terribly fond of myself.
I had a conversation once with men of the astral plane. They came with shimmering blades in hand, and desperation reflected in their eyes. Always it is about this King of Shadows. I have been deceived countless times by those it torments, and the Githyanki were no different. They came and pleaded for advice, their pathetic cities having been attacked by your adversary.
Wait a minute, he escaped twice?
In a sense, your prisons do not seem to be effective. Of course, mortals lack perspective and can hardly be expected to plan beyond a few thousand years. In truth, the King of Shadows had not yet left its prison. Slowly, it was ripping open a portal into the astral plane. This fissure allowed it to manifest itself in an avatar, a powerful Nightwalker. The Githyanki objected to its presence.
Yeah, can't blame him.
Many cities fell to the King of Shadows. Even in its Nightwalker form, the Githyanki could not destroy it. Sword after sword shattered upon impact, and more cities fell. The Nightwalker could be hurt, but it could never be hurt enough. Not with 1,000 swords. Somehow, the Githyanki had come to learn that I had battled with the King of Shadows in the past, They promised to restore me if I helped them.
You knew how to defeat the Nightwalker?
Did I know how to empower a weak race? No. I told them to turn their blades upon the growing portal itself, should they be able to locate it. The mongrels left with promises and never returned. I decided that either death, that of the Githyanki or of the King of Shadows, would bring me some measure of satisfaction.
So, how do you fix this sword?
Your adversary spreads its influence by corrupting its targets, until they no longer resemble what they once were. Eventually, all one can see is the shadow. It grows long and distracts us from what casts it. But a shadow can never become more than a weak outline. It may stretch and grow fearsomely large, but always must it circle its master. Your blade is no different. If the sword is to be made whole again, you must look past the pale shadows its broken pieces cast, and find the center from where the shadow emanates. If you do not, then there is no way in which the sword may be reformed.
But you haven't told me how to reform it.
That, mortal, is only done through an act of will. There are beings in more chaotic planes that survive through such acts. The Githyanki have strong bonds with their weapons. These bonds are important to the creation of silver swords. Repairing a sword requires incredible strength of will. And how does one teach that kind of power? I cannot.
So you need to do it through telepathy?
Your sword will never be the same blade as before. No, it can only be a new creation, even if it resembles its old form to a discerning eye. Having all of the pieces may be the least of your concerns, mortal.
In my village there's a scar on the earth where the sword was broken.
Then that is where you must go now, mortal.
You make it sound so simple.
It will be perilous, but I believe we can use the song portal from the Ilfarn ruins to reach the Guardian ruins on the outskirts of West Harbor.
I can see from your eyes that this is what you came for. Now, I must ask of you. Always I have been promised recompense at a later date. Even now, my mind verges on insanity with the long years. For tolerating your presence, I make but one demand. Kill me.
You wish us to end your life?
This life is an abomination, and I am no longer content to wait for chance to rescue me from the void.
Okay, I understand. I'll do it. No one should suffer for so long. I think that's the neutral choice.
To kill me, mortal, you must simply destroy my heart. Be warned, it attracts many beings of power that feed from it, as you have already noticed. My body is no more, but in its place, a new kind of life has sprung into being. My heart is all that remains. The last shreds of my life reside within. You may harm it now that I wish it to be so. Go now. I tire of everything.
Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, so we're gonna handle this in the next episode and we're gonna buff up. And presumably we're gonna have to fight those black dragons who have come to watch over this thing. So will we be able to defeat them? Find out next time. This is Big Los, signing off. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and tenga un buen día.